Hello everyone, my name is Heather and welcome to the channel Bookables. Today I'm going to share with you my 2023 goals, which every year whenever I do one of these I'm like, I can't believe it's going to be 2023. We all know every year flies by. That's just how it goes. But yeah, I have some goals. I do these every year just to keep myself in check because I am a goal-oriented person. I am the list maker. I will, write a to-do list every day, every week. I like marking things off. I love goals and accomplishing them. So I thought it'd be good to share with you. I don't have a lot because I try to be I like to dream with my goals, but I also like to be super realistic because I have two young kids. I don't have a lot of time. But either way, I'm going to share with you what goals I have. I think I have like 5 main goals, maybe like 4. Either way, we're going to see. First up, my Goodreads goal. I always set it to 50 books because I think that's a good standard. I think I'm going to end this year maybe with getting close to 100. I'm going to hit 100, but I'll get close to it, which is great, but I always strive for 50 because I think that's a very reasonable number. I do always reach for more, but I just set it to 50 just to have kind of that baseline established. So that's my first goal. Read 50 books. I think that's very doable. I think I can accomplish that. My second goal is to reread Harry Potter. So I've done this, I used to reread them all the time when I was younger. I've shown you guys my books. I have them when I was younger, my actual original books. A lot of them don't even have the dust jacket anymore. They are torn up. The spines are broken because I have read them and reread them again. But since, growing up and, not reading, I don't read them as much anymore. So I want to say it was probably like 3 or 4 years ago, I re-listened to the whole series and I had a great time doing it. It was like reliving it all over again. Like I remember listening to it and being like, oh my gosh, even though I know what happens, duh, but it was still just the excitement of it. So I want to do the same thing. When I say reread, I'm going to re-listen to them because I already own all the Audible books and I just really want to get back into audiobooks. I don't really have the time for them, honestly, because when I'm in the car, my time is dominated by kids' music. So on the rare occasion that I am by myself, or maybe I just have my young daughter who can't tell me exactly what she wants to listen to quite yet, I can listen to Harry Potter. I would like to say I can read all of them in 1 year. I don't know. I'm one of those rare people that when I listen to audiobook, I don't listen to it in like time and a half speed. I kind of listen to it in regular speed. I know. Maybe it's just my brain. I don't know. I personally don't know how people could do it double speed. I cannot do that. I wish I could, but I can't. But I would like to re-listen to all of them. I think it would just be a magical time and just a fun time. And I always love visiting the world of Harry Potter again and again. So this would be a great goal for me and I hope to accomplish it. My third goal is to read more nonfiction. So every year I try to think of a genre that I haven't really scoped out and defined if I really liked it or not. Last year I made it a goal to read more sci-fi. And I did do that this year, but I have since learned that sci-fi is not my jam. Some sci-fis I can do, but some sci-fis I just don't, I think it goes over my head. I'm not very scientific. In fact, in school, I was the worst, still am the worst at math and science. Those are not my avenues, and I respect that those are not my avenues. So I think I like the idea of science fiction, and I always see books that are amazing, but when I read them, it just doesn't meld well with me, if you get what I'm saying. So last year, I really made it a goal to read more sci-fi, which I attempt to do this year, and then I realized that it's just not for me. So at least I tried, so I know. Does that make sense? So this year I want to try to read more nonfiction because I don't read a lot of nonfiction. I will read the occasional memoir book, but I don't read a ton of it. I want to read more. I want to read more about people's life experiences, whether it be an actress or an actor or somebody that, has had a different lifestyle than me or a different culture than me. I just want to maybe check that out and expand my horizons more. This also could be with religious books as well because those are nonfiction. I need to read more of those. I have been slacking severely on that, so I count that in there as well. Will I love nonfiction? I don't know, but this will be a great time for me to decide because I'm making it a goal. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. But I want to try out more nonfiction this year. I feel like, I have tried a lot of different genres. I've learned that I do like some horror. I do like some cozy mysteries, maybe the occasional sci-fi, but nonfiction is an avenue I haven't really delved into too much. So I'm hoping this year I can explore that. next year. You get what I'm saying? My last goal, probably my biggest one, is I'm gonna read 10 books that I did not get to in 2022. So at the beginning of 2022, I made this whole list of 22 books I want to get to in 2022, and it was a big deal. Like, I think I did really well with it. Spoiler alert, I did not finish it. I'm one shy, but that's okay. I still feel like it was an accomplishment, and I really focused on a lot of backlist books, like a lot of books that came out last year and many years before, and I really found some amazing ones that I love, and I was super happy with doing that. So I thought this year, in 2023, I would focus on some books that I did not get to in 2022, like the 2022 releases that I did not end up reading. So it's only 10 because 22 books, that was a feat, let me tell you. I didn't think it would be, but when I got to the second half of the year, it was a feat and one that kind of beat me. So I only picked 10 because yeah. So I'll be honest with you, I've only picked out 8 for this list because I'm gonna leave 2 open in case I find ones that I have. So I've tried to do research, but I want to leave 2 open just in case. So I have 8 books here that I'm going to show you that I did not get to this year, but I hopefully will get to next year. First up, House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas. This is her second book in her Crescent City series, and I haven't read this yet because look at this. This would take me all month, so maybe I'll devote a month to it. I don't know. How many pages is this? This is like freaking over 800 pages. So yeah, it's probably going to take me a month. I have not heard the best things about it, so I'm skeptical, but I enjoyed the first book, so I want to read the second one. I may get it on ebook, so I won't feel as daunted reading it. Am I the only one that's like, when I'm like only like a little bit in a big book like this, I'm like, I'm never going to finish it. But that's my #1 priority in this list, is this one right here. Then I have some other ones that I really wanted you to get to this year, and there's no reason why I didn't get to them. There's no great explanation other than I just didn't get to them. Black Cake. I've been talking about this book for freaking ever. Like, it's been nominated for Best Fiction on Goodreads, for Best Debut. I've just always wanted to read it. This is by Charmaine Wilkerson. It's about a family and their mother passes away. And I've just heard amazing things about it, and it keeps staring at me from my cart to be like, read me. And I'm going to make it a priority in 2023 to read this book. We have some sequels that I did not get to, much like this one. It could be called Sequel of 2023. The Winners by Frederick Bachman. This is his 3rd book in his Beartown series, which you know I love and adore. I love Beartown. It's a very intense, hard-hitting book, which is why I have not picked up The Winners yet, because it's probably going to break my heart, and it's a freaking lengthy book. Yeah, it's like almost 700 pages. That's a long book for Frederick Bachman. So I'm definitely going to read it in 2023. I keep thinking this year. You get what I'm saying? But I think I have to be emotionally ready for it because I know it's going to knock me off my butt, and it's going to be hard-hitting and heartbreaking, but I want to read this one. Much like the other sequel I have, The Hawthorne Legacy by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, the only YA on this list, probably the only YA book I'll read that year. It's the sequel to The Inheritance Games, which I really enjoy. It's like a young adult Knives Out. And I just had a really fun time reading the first one, so I need to read the second one because I believe the third one just came out. So those first 3, those 3 are like my sequels that I want to read, and then Black Cake is the debut that I really wanted to get to, but I didn't. Some other ones that I just have not gotten to. Legend of Lattes by Travis Baldree. A lot of people were raving about this at the end of the year. I bought it. I did not get to it this year because I'm going to read only holiday books probably in December. So I'm making a priority. This one I'm saving for like a cozy, like when I need a pick-me-up, because I've heard it's such a warm and happy story, so I'm saving it for that. Then we have Partners in Crime by Alicia Rye. She's a great romance author. I've read several of her books. This is her latest release, so I am excited to read it. Some other ones that I've just had on my shelf for a while that I have not read but want to. Lies I Tell by Julie Clark. It's a mystery thriller. I've heard good things about it. Actually, I haven't heard much things about it. Flying Solo by Linda Holmes. I love her first book, Evie Drake Starts Over. I have not heard the best things about this one, so I think that's why I've been hesitant to pick it up, but I want to read it this year for sure. And then we have a new John Mars books, Keep It in the Family. I'm actually in the middle of The Passengers, which is one of my books on my 22 books to read in 2022, and I really like it. I like John Mars. This is his newest release, so I want to make a priority. 9. That's great. So I have one space open. Whatever that will be, that will be. I will leave it open so it can fill in whenever I can. But those are 10 books just kind of I want to get to, because I also want to make it a goal is to like read more from my TBR cart. It's so hard. I have a daughter now. She's 1, but When she was a baby, I read strictly from my phone on my Kindle app because rocking her, things like that, it was just easier. And I still have not gotten over that habit. I don't nearly need to rock her as much, but only a couple times a day. So I have time now to open a physical book, but somehow it's harder for me to move into that. So I'm hoping the new year will come and I'll read more books off my TBR cart because it is overflowing to the freaking max. So, those are my goals for 2023. I think they're, realistic, but also very goal oriented. So I feel hopeful with those goals and think I can do them. I would like to hope I can do them. I really do. That would be great. But I would love to know what goals you have for 2023. Do you have some lofty, really ambitious goals? Are you trying to keep it more realistic? I would love to know. I do think writing goals for the new year is very great. I have personal goals as well, but they're, not book related. So I don't really feel like you guys care about them, but you get what I'm saying. I would love to know what goals you have, and maybe we can reunite. Maybe we can go to our new goals for 2023 together. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.